Right now, somewhere in America, a 35-year-old man is checking his bank account before going to bed. He works full-time. He makes decent money. He did everything right. College degree, 9-to-5 job, car payment on time, credit score above 700, and yet, he feels broke. Not poor, not struggling, just stuck. If that sounds familiar, this might be the most important video you ever watch, because what I'm about to say is uncomfortable. Nobody is coming to save you. Not your employer, not the government, not the next president, not the Federal Reserve, and definitely not Social Security. The American dream you were sold was incomplete. Work hard, climb the ladder, buy the house, retire at 65. But here's what they didn't explain. The cost of living rises every year. Inflation quietly taxes your savings. Healthcare gets more expensive. College tuition explodes. And wages? They move slowly. You're not broke because you're lazy. You're broke because you're playing the wrong game. In America, income alone does not create wealth. Ownership does. Employees trade time for money. Owners build systems that print money without their time. That is the divide. And if you stay on the wrong side of it, you will work for 40 years and still worrying about bills. Let me show you something most people ignore. The S&P 500 has averaged roughly 10% annually over the long term. That means if you invested $500 a month starting at 25, by your 60s you're potentially looking at over $1 million. Not from lottery luck, not from crypto gambling, from consistency, from boring, automatic investing. But most Americans don't start at 25, they start at 40. After the car upgrades, after the lifestyle inflation, after the credit card balances, and that delay costs them hundreds of thousands. Time is the real asset, not money, time. The earlier you buy productive assets, the less you have to stress later. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. Most people don't actually want wealth. They want the appearance of wealth. The new SUV with a $700 monthly payment, the luxury apartment in the nice area, the finance vacations. Meanwhile, real millionaires often drive paid-off cars and invest the difference. In America, looking rich is expensive. Being rich is quiet, and the silence is strategic. Let's talk about fear. The market crashes. Headlines scream, recession. News anchors say the economy is collapsing. People panic. They sell their 401k investments at the worst possible time. Then they wait and miss the recovery. Every major downturn in US history eventually recovered. Every single one. The disciplined investor doesn't panic during crashes. They position, because wealth transfers during uncertainty. When assets go on sale, the financially educated go shopping. The emotionally reactive hit the sell button. Which one are you? Here's another truth that may sting. Your 9-to-5 is not a wealth plan. It's a cash flow source. If you rely on one paycheck, you are financially fragile. If that paycheck stops, your lifestyle collapses. Wealthy Americans build multiple streams: brokerage accounts, index funds, rental properties, side businesses, equity and innovation. They don't depend on one door. They build many. And no, you don't need to be a Wall Street insider. You need discipline, automation, and a long-term mindset. Set up automatic contributions to your 401k. Max out your Roth IRA. If you qualify, invest consistently into low-cost index funds. Increase your skill values so your income rises. But don't inflate your lifestyle when it does. Inflate your investments. That one move alone can change your financial trajectory forever. Now let's address the lie that keeps people trapped. I'll start investing when I make more money. No, you won't. Because when you make more, you spend more. The habit matters more than the amount. A person who invests $200 a month consistently will outperform the person who waits for the perfect moment. Perfection is expensive. Action is profitable. Financial freedom in America isn't about Lamborghinis. It's about control. Control over your time. Control over who you work with. Control over whether Monday feels like a prison sentence or a choice. Imagine your investments covering your rent or mortgage. Imagine your dividends paying your utilities. Imagine knowing that even if you lost your job, you wouldn't panic. That is power. And power changes how you negotiate salary, how you handle risk, how you live. Most people chase higher income. Smart people chase higher net worth. Your net worth is the scorecard, not your salary, not your job title. Assets minus liabilities. Increase the first, reduce the second. Repeat for 15 years. The formula is simple. Earn aggressively. Live below your means. Avoid high-interest debt. Invest automatically. Hold long-term. Ignore noise. Most won't do it because it's boring, because it requires patience, because it doesn't give instant dopamine. But the market rewards discipline more than intelligence. You don't need to be a genius. You need to be consistent. America is still one of the greatest wealth-building machines in history, but only for participants, not spectators. If you consume without investing, you fund someone else's freedom. If you invest consistently, you slowly build your own. So here's the real question. 10 years from now, will you still be trading time for money? Or will your money be working while you sleep? Nobody is coming to rescue your retirement. Nobody is designing your freedom. That responsibility is yours. And that should not scare you. It should wake you up. Because the moment you accept full ownership of your financial future, you stop hoping and you start building. The trap isn't poverty. The trap is comfort. Comfortable income, comfortable debt, comfortable mediocrity. Break that, and you break the ceiling. The American system doesn't guarantee wealth, but it absolutely rewards discipline, ownership, and time in the market. Start now. Start small, but start, because the cost of waiting is invisible until it's too late.